This is your 2026 Royal Rumble preview and prediction show. I am your host, Mike Redman. We are going to talk about my favorite event of the calendar year for WWE. That is the Royal Rumble, coming to you live from Saudi Arabia, 2 p.m. special start time this coming Saturday. Very strange to have a 2 p.m. start time. Used to that 7 p.m. nice, comfortable time spot on a Saturday night. But unfortunately, because they are in Saudi Arabia this year, we get the 2 p.m. start time with a 12 noon pre-show. So having the people over this year, continuing that tradition. So today we're going to talk about what I think is going to happen at the 2026 Royal Rumble. And of course, we are brought to you by the good folks over at Nashville Tax Solutions. Whether you need to file years of missing returns, a current year return, or you need relief from a tax lien or levy, Nashville Tax Solutions has the solution for you. Their expert team of tax professionals are dedicated to providing personalized, tailored solutions for your specific needs and your unique situations. You don't want to let tax problems weigh you down, stress you out, all that sort of stuff. We are right in the middle of people beginning to file. So you don't want to let that weigh you down. Contact Nashville Tax Solutions today. Don't wait any longer. Let them guide you towards a brighter financial future. You can call them today, Nashville Tax Solutions, with offices in Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. There's a second office now in Fort Pierce. Their phone number, of course, 855-627-4829. And you can check out their website at nashvilletaxsolutions.com, or you can even send them an email to info@nashvilletaxsolutions.com. Nashville Tax Solutions, where tax resolution is achieved. And thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. We are just shy of 3,950 subscribers, so it will really help us out if you hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. I know there's a ton of wrestling content out there, but this platform is for people like myself who have opinions that might differ than everybody else. So I want to get right into the 2026 Royal Rumble. 4 matches on the docket for this coming Saturday. As I said, 2 p.m. special start time. And there are 2 Royal Rumbles, of course, the Women's Royal Rumble, the Men's Royal Rumble, and 2 other matches as well. So getting started with that prediction, I am going to go right into the match between Gunther and AJ Styles. And we know that AJ Styles is putting his career on the line to get a shot at Gunther. Gunther said no originally, but then he said, I will give you that match, AJ, but you need to put your career on the line. And as you know, he's already ended the career of both Goldberg, and he's also the end of the career of John Cena. So this could be lightning striking 3 times with a Gunther victory over AJ Styles. There are a lot of sources out there all over the place, letting you know whether it be the story we've heard from Shinsuke Nakamura, where he has said specifically that the Royal Rumble would be his last show. We also note his contract is up in February as well. That's another one. And the Royal Rumble 2026 is 10 years to the day that AJ Styles made his debut in the WWE. So with that said, everything is pointing in the direction that Gunther will defeat AJ Styles this Saturday and knock him out of the WWE. I agree, sort of. I do think that Gunther will get the win with his big victory over John Cena, ending the career of the legend, the GOAT that is John Cena. I do not see any scenario where Gunther needs to be taking a pinfall loss, or any loss for that matter, even a shenanigan loss here at the Royal Rumble. So with that said, Gunther has to get the win. And I do feel with his cockiness and his arrogance, I think the best way to accomplish that is with a shenanigan style win. Now, those don't always work, especially on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. But I think here, just to drive the point home, just to drive home his arrogance that much more. I think Gunther needs to get the win over AJ Styles here at the Royal Rumble. However, pause on that. We'll get to the Royal Rumble later because I still have some thoughts where AJ might still be involved. Then, of course, we have 2 other Royal Rumble matches, but one additional match as well. We know that Drew McIntyre will be defending the Unified Championship against Sami Zayn, who won the Fatal 4-Way at at Saturday night's main event, to get the opportunity to face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn 0-11 against Drew McIntyre in singles matches throughout his career. Will this be the time? Will Sami Zayn get the big win in Saudi Arabia and become the World Heavyweight Champion, the Unified Champion? The answer, unfortunately, is no. Drew McIntyre is just getting started. He just got the big win over Cody Rhodes. There is no scenario where Sami Zayn should be winning this championship. However, it should also be some sort of shenanigans. He comes that much closer. He will eventually one day become World Heavyweight Champion, but the money is not giving Sami Zayn the championship now. It's to continue that story just a little bit more. And could he be in the Royal Rumble later that night? We'll get to that. I am taking Drew McIntyre to successfully defend his newly won championship. We just saw at Saturday night's main event that both Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu are in his crosshairs. So I don't see them hot-shotting the title just to Sami Zayn, with both those individuals still hanging over the balance there. So, Gunther, I'm taking Drew McIntyre. Now, getting to the Women's Royal Rumble. We know about 15 names as of this recording on January the 26th that are going to be taking place in the Royal Rumble, but there are about 15 names more. I do see a lot of names from NXT getting called up. I do see and think that the TNA Knockouts World Champion will be in the Royal Rumble as well. But I think we're starting to get away from having to rely on talent from nostalgia and all that good stuff. I think that we have enough talent on the roster. We have enough talent in NXT that we do not need to be bringing back nostalgia acts. I do not see Saraya or Paige coming back at this event. There is some rumors and innuendo online that Paige may make her return. I don't think a return in Saudi Arabia here is the way to go. I do see AJ Lee coming back into the play here and continue her feud with Becky Lynch to go into the Royal Rumble, perhaps for the Intercontinental Championship. I do see potentially a return of Brie Bella here. I think that is something that could happen. And I do see a return of Bianca Belair in this match. So much star power in this match. You got Rhea Ripley, you got Io Sky, you got Asuka, Kairi Sane, so many more names. Tiffany Stratton will probably make her return as well. There are 2 favorites, in my opinion, for this year's winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, and that is Liv Morgan, and that is Bianca Belair. And I think here, because you've told the story of Liv Morgan coming that much closer every year, she seems like she's been in the final 2 separate occasions and fell short. Will this be the year that she gets the Royal Rumble victory? And I think the answer is yes. I do think that this is the year that we see Liv Morgan, the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner. When I say that, we know that Bianca Belair is in the mix as well. However, I can see some kind of thing go down with Jade Cargill, and I believe that Bianca Belair could and should still win the Elimination Chamber and still punch her ticket into WrestleMania, but we're not quite there yet. I think a win at the Royal Rumble would be fine. No one would have a problem with that, but I think this has been tailor-suited, tailor-fit for Liv Morgan. That way we can continue the storyline, and we don't quite know which way she's going to go, but ultimately it's probably going to lead to a Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan match at WrestleMania. So that is how I am going. Once again, a few surprises in the Rumble, but I'm taking Liv Morgan here to get the win. We know that she was she won a couple years back the same night that Cody Rhodes won to become champion between both Raw and SmackDown. So I see that happening here again. She's very popular, especially in Saudi Arabia. So I'm taking Liv Morgan to win the Women's Royal Rumble. the men's Royal Rumble, the main event of the night. No doubt, so much star power in this match. We expect to see Obafemi make his WWE debut. I expect to see Joe Hendry making an appearance. I do expect to see perhaps Ethan Page of NXT, perhaps Ricky Starks. I don't believe that we'll see either of those two full-time yet on the WWE roster, but I do see both of those men in the Royal Rumble. I do see Brock Lesnar coming back in the Royal Rumble. Not winning, though, folks. Don't get worried about that. But I do see for star power, Saudi Arabia wants Brock Lesnar. They'll get Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns, as you know, has been randomly just thrown in and announced, even though he's not been on TV for some time. But Roman Reigns will be in the Royal Rumble match this year as well as a possible favorite. I believe we will see LA Knight make a return. There's going to be a lot of names that we're not going to see in the Royal Rumble that we think we would. I would love to see something with Chad Gable and El Grande Americano in there. Chad Gable is definitely putting the work in the gym right now. So I could definitely see an appearance of Chad Gable. But I think we're starting to get away from the tag team guys in the match that we used to see back in the day. We'd see Bushwhacker Luke in there, and we would see, a member of Kai and Tai and things like that. I think we're far away from that now. I think, with the exception of perhaps the Usos, we're not going to see tag team men in this match. Perhaps we might get that on SmackDown. We might get that on the Raw following the Royal Rumble. I even saw a report that the Street Profits will be touring with the NXT live show this weekend and will not be at the Royal Rumble. So that's my thoughts on that. In terms of how this thing is going to play out, you have to develop stories. You have to continue the feud between Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. I think Cody Rhodes might be the guy who runs the gauntlet but falls short. I don't believe we'll see Jacob Fatu win this thing, but he needs to make a statement, perhaps even more than a Braun Breaker, perhaps even more than an Obafemi. He probably needs to lead with the most eliminations to really let the universe know he's back and he means business. So I definitely want to see that feud continue throughout the show. Love to see some interaction with Carmelo Hayes, who I don't believe is going to win, but I'd love to see some Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams interactions in this match. Would love to see Gunther and Brock Lesnar tease something in this match. I think that would be fantastic. Got to see some El Grande Americano and Chad Gable at the same time in the same ring. Definitely got to see that. No Seth Rollins. I think the rumors of him making an appearance probably not going to happen. I don't think we're going to see Chris Jericho. I know there's a lot of speculation with that, and sometimes we set ourselves up to fail. But in reality, I just don't see this being the time that we see a Chris Jericho. Could it be later down the line? Certainly, I know he's got a busy February with touring and stuff, so perhaps the Elimination Chamber if it doesn't conflict. But I think we're going to hold our returns for people that have just been away for a short time. I don't think we're going to see anybody really outside the norm. Like I said, Chad Gable, LA Knight, yes. Obafemi, yes. But I don't think any big name returns from yesteryear will be making an appearance at this year's Royal Rumble. With that said, though, it should still be a fantastic match. I don't think that we're going to see – we have seen as good of a Royal Rumble as we're going to get this year with so much star power, with legit contenders. But I say that, and there are only a few people that I think have a legit chance to win here. In the end, though, I'm going to give you my final four who I feel is going to be there in the end. I do say that Obafemi needs to make an impact. So I do say that Obafemi is in the final four. I think we're going to see Jacob Fatu. We're going to see Cody Rhodes, and we're going to see Roman Reigns as the final four. And I think that Roman Reigns is the choice this year. May make a lot of people moan and groan, but Roman Reigns needs to be in the main event of WrestleMania. You want to make it feel special. Cody Rhodes is involved with another feud with Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, perhaps even Sami Zayn as a four-way at WrestleMania. So I think Roman Reigns is the best choice for this year's event. And having that match with CM Punk at WrestleMania would be ideal, in my opinion. I think that's a first-time match that everybody wants to see, and we'll kind of see where the crowd goes in that regard. But I'm taking Roman Reigns to be your Royal Rumble winner 2026. I know last year we had that unexpected Jey Uso win, and so I don't foresee 2 years in a row. Doesn't mean that this is going to be a bad Rumble by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that Roman Reigns is the best choice. You're going to Vegas, you've got to sell tickets, you've got to have a big money match, and there's just not a lot of those big money matches remaining right now, especially with specific people that you would want to win. Gunther, yes, he could win the Rumble and face CM Punk, but this is where I'm saying Gunther plays in. So you notice I didn't say Gunther in the final four. I think AJ Styles, although his career is over, is going to somehow come into play here. And I think that AJ Styles is going to be eliminating Gunther from the Royal Rumble. Does that mean his career is over still? Yes. On Raw, I can see Gunther coming out and demanding a match, a final match with AJ Styles from Adam Pearce and having to bring him back on the roster. And I think we would see that at the Elimination Chamber. So outside the box, I think Gunther ends the career of AJ Styles for 24 hours, or actually 48 hours until Monday Night Raw, when AJ is brought back because Gunther was eliminated by AJ Styles. So we'll see if that's happening. I'm not quite sure. I'm excited to see this, even though I feel like we know who's going to win. I think this is going to be an awesome show, an awesome time. Please, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are in agreement. Let me know if you think I'm completely bonkers with my predictions. If you have any surprises, anything else you can think of, please drop those in the comments. I will make sure to reply to each and every one of them. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, turn notifications on so you know that I am here. We're going to be starting to make daily content. As you know, we are live each and every Sunday night, 8 p.m. and Thursday at 9 p.m. But moving forward with this new year, you are going to see more daily content from this channel. So please let us know that you're there. Until next time, we'll see you around the ballpark.